Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the weekly group call. I am Kevin T. Robertson, the world's #1 speaker coach. On behalf of me and the co-founder of SpeakerFocus.com, Auston Troyer, and the staff at Speaker Focus, we are ready to bring you another exciting masterclass. This one is going to be entitled, How to Create Your Signature Programs and Build Headlines, Topics, Titles, and Descriptions. Today's subject on our masterclass on the Speaker Focus platform is how to create your signature programs and build topics, titles, headlines, and descriptions. The reason why this is very, very important, why is this so important? Why is it absolutely paramount, monumental when building your speaker business is because if you don't have strong signature programs, you have nothing to sell. So I am going to illustrate to you this evening. I am going to actually go into the templates. I'm going to follow all the steps that it takes to create your signature programs. This is without a doubt, when speakers are building their business, it is without a doubt the #1 struggle that speakers face. #1 struggle speakers face is they do not have an organized message. So with that being said, I'm going to demonstrate to you tonight. I'm going to pull up the signature program template. I am going to literally create headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions and build a signature program from scratch. When I say signature program, I'm talking about the headlines, the topics, titles, and descriptions that the target buyer, your conference coordinator, meeting or event planner needs to see in order to book you to speak. This is the #1 challenge, problem, difficulty, or setback that's holding speakers from booking high-fee speaking engagements. Remember, you do not have anything to sell unless you build out your signature programs. That is important to know. It's important to understand. That's why all of this information is in Module 1, because we want you to understand. I said it before on the platform, and I'll continue to say it. Your best skill is not your ability to speak. Your best skill is your ability to write great copy. So with that being said, what I'm going to do, it's going to be beneficial for you whether or not you already have your signature programs created, or whether or not you were just starting to create your signature programs. For those of you in the YouTube community and you are not yet in the coaching program, take notes, because as you're going to start to see, you think it's just about speaking, and it's not. It's about you crafting the right message and getting target buyers interested in your message. And the way you do that is through the signature program template. Now, you're going to see me follow 3 templates this evening. I already have them pulled up in my Google Docs when I share a screen. You're going to see me demonstrate to you the template to follow from my speaker info kit. The whole reason why we're creating the signature programs is so eventually we can move them over to your speaker info kit. So I'm going to show you the exact formatting that you're going to need. I have the exact amount of lines, the word count, all of these kind of things matter when you start moving it over to the signature program, or I apologize, the speaker info kit template. And you have your graphic designer start putting that together for you. Many of you are doing it yourselves. You're going to see that there's only a certain amount of space inside of the template to fit your signature programs. So remember, the reason why we create the signature programs is so you have something to sell. If you do not have anything to sell, it's the equivalent of you going out into the marketplace and trying to score a touchdown without having a football in your hands. Excuse me. So this is all important. Languaging, the type of vernacular that you use, the type of word sequences that you use, how your message is structured, the value that's in your message as a professional speaker. All of these things matter to the target buyer. Remember, they do not want to book hype. They're tired of that. They want a real core message that speaks to their target audience in a language that they understand. Remember this about the conference coordinator, then I'll start sharing the screen and we'll start putting together these signature programs. We'll start following a very micro-specific formula so you can get the micro-specific result. I believe a lot of times what speakers have in their mind is that they're not following the format, or they don't understand the format, or they just don't know how to click in their mind of how to put these signature programs together. So I'm going to demonstrate these things to you tonight. Also, remember, whether or not you're at the beginning stage, or whether or not you've already completed your signature programs, or whether or not you're online looking at this video right now, it's important for you to understand that the conference coordinator is like a gatekeeper. Well, they're not like a gatekeeper. They are a gatekeeper. They are the primary decision maker, a committee, a chair member, a conference or event coordinator, meeting planner, some type of key decision maker who is directly responsible for purchasing professional speaking services. Now, if that is in fact the case, then it is your job as a professional speaker, a specialist, a subject matter expert, leading authority, or trusted advisor to put yourself in position where you are going to build a relationship with them through words. Let me say that again. You're going to build a relationship with your conference coordinator with words. And the words that you have in your signature programs are going to be the bridge to get you from where it is that you are versus where it is that you need to be. It's going to be a connector to you and the conference coordinator. Now, they are not going to trust you. They are not going to hire you to speak if you do not know how to write great copy, and that copy is found in creating the languaging for your signature programs. So without further ado, I'm going to share screen. I already have these documents pulled up. I'm going to go right to share my screen with you, and I'm going to show you all of the things necessary to start following the signature program template. Now, first thing you want to do is you want to ask yourself the following. As you see, when it comes to this is the top page to the speaker info kit. This also is referred to as the signature program page or the speaker one sheet. As you can see here, as I scroll down, you are going to have the logo, and your professional distinction will be over here to the left. What leaders and top thinkers are saying about KTR. This is my personal speaker info kit that I've used to attract hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of speaking engagements. Real bookings. You see Dr. Rodney Williams there from the International Association of Venue Managers gave me a great quote. You see Joel Osteen giving me a quote, Les Brown giving me a quote, and Dr. Nancy Pelosi giving me a great quote. Now, that's just for some sizzle on the left side. This area over here, what really matters on your speaker one sheet and what the conference coordinator is really attracted to. What the conference coordinator will always be attracted to is the headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. Headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. When you look at the news, they don't give you the whole story. They just give you some headlines so you'll be willing to watch. Then when you actually watch the news, then they break down they give you like a synopsis of what's going on because they have to move on to the next story. ESPN is the same exact way. They don't really show you the whole game. I mean, they broadcast full games, but they just want they want to see the action. They want to see the dunks, the home runs, the touchdowns. When somebody won a big tennis match or something, they just want to show you to get your attention. And that's what you have to do for the conference coordinator. The headlines. In my speaker info kit, it's important that you understand what the headlines are. The headlines are the attention grabber. Remember, the #1 bookable and most requested topic at conferences and corporate meetings and events worldwide is leadership. I've been a leadership speaker for over 30 years. You want to be creating topics that the market is already buying. Remember, it's not about you and what you like. It's about your vision. Yes, it is, but it's about what the target buyer likes. Now, I know that they're booking leadership, so I'm going to go right here, leadership strategies and magnify success. And that matches with my brand as America's leading focus expert. Everything with me is about organization, focusing on your goals, and making sure that you see your vision clear. And that's what I'm able to do with my clients. I provide them what? Leadership what? Strategies. I provide them strategies that do what? That magnify success. I take the success you are currently having and I make it bigger. That's a fact. Now, whatever you're going to hang your hat on, whatever your legacy is going to be about, I suggest you make that your mainstay headline. Now, you see down here, we go with your signature programs. A speaker should typically have 1, 2, 3, 4 signature programs that the conference coordinator can choose from to decide on which one of your programs they want to book in their organization. Or you can offer them a customized approach as well, which I highly recommend that you do. As long as it's under leadership and it's in your wheelhouse, then you do the gig. If not, you got to refer it to somebody else. But when it comes to leadership, management, soft skills training, all of these things fall under the category of leadership. So you're going to create Remember your mainstay headline, that's a 5-letter formula. And then you're going to create the 4 signature programs. Then you're going to create the descriptions under each one of your signature programs. Now, let's take a deeper dive when it comes to looking at what it is that you're going to need as far as the tools for creating the signature programs. So let's take the time to look at the template right here. And we're going to go to signature program template. We're going to go to the worksheet. Okay, now follow along with me very carefully, because here's what's important to understand when you are creating your signature programs. So that you do not sound like anybody else, because I want you to have a lot of market differentiation. That means that you are sticking to what you know how to do. You know how to speak about a certain thing, and you should be speaking about that. Whatever your vision is, that's what you should be speaking about. So there are some questions on here that you want to ask yourself. Signature program, this is a template that is right there inside of module number 1. You can download this. I'm going to simplify this and teach you how to read this template. Maybe you're confused about what your niche is, what your topic is, what you want to speak about. This template will help you narrow it down so you can decide what you want to speak about, because if you don't have a message, you got nothing to sell. So first of all, the rule number 1 is if you haven't lived it, don't talk about it. You should be in a position where you should be speaking from your heart, your real life experiences. What is your legacy? What do you want that to be? What is your ideology? What's your approach to life? What's the basic advice that you give to people is what I would stick to. Also, what's the code or belief system that you live by? I would always be thinking about that. What's the code? What's the code that I live by? What do I believe in? What do I want to share with people about leadership? Those should be the things that your signature programs will encompass. Those things should encapsulate the very definition of who you are as a leadership speaker. Now, then you want to be able to decide, after you figure out, you know, your legacy, your ideology, your approach, your belief system. This is what I hang my hat on. I teach people how to stay more focused on their goals. I keep them organized. So I'm going to build my signature programs around that. Now, then you got to ask yourself, the next question is, what kind of speaker are you? You'll see 10 categories right here. Are you more of a specialty speaker, or are you a leadership or empowerment speaker? Now, just for marketing purposes, I want to share this with you. If you are a leadership speaker, that means that you are delivering topics to your audience that you know that you provide organizational leadership to people. You know that that's exactly what it is that you do. So what I stick to, if I were you, is making sure that whatever it is that you're speaking about, I'd make sure that whatever my niche is, I will make sure that I put leadership as the primary topic. So you're going to have a leadership topic that you speak about, and then it's going to be a niche or a sub niche that you go into. So you could be a specialty speaker. When I say specialty, I'm talking about safety, fitness, finance. Are you a military? Do you want to serve? Do you want to serve just government contracts? I mean, there's so many different things you can speak about. Remember, we do over 5,200 meetings in our industry every single day. So there are many genres across multiple platforms. But remember, leadership is the #1 bookable topic that they request at conferences. Everybody basically is a leadership speaker when it all boils down to it. You're just going to put your twist on it, or you're going to have a specialty. Now, are you a fitness, finance, military, corporate speaker, entertainment, literary, and many others? I know we have people on our platform that the low side, they make $30,000 all the way past $30+ million and more. So we have all kinds of speakers on our platform. We have Super Bowl champions. We have World Series champions. We have announcers. We have fitness gurus. We have health and wellness specialists. We have many top executives. We have people that are in the manufacturing industry. We have safety. We have educators. We have administrators. We have teachers. We have so many people that are on our platform, and they end up picking a specialty. Now, whatever you're passionate about, let me stop and pause it right here, because whatever you're passionate about, that's what you should be speaking about. Let me back that up and say that again. Whatever you are passionate about is what you should be speaking about. I don't know why you would want to talk about anything else, because you have to get up there and now deliver value in front of a target audience. So this is how you figure out what kind of speaker you are. Now, leadership goes for everyone. From a marketing standpoint, if you do a Google search on empowerment speakers right now, what you're going to pull up is a lot of females. The women's empowerment in professional speaking movement has just exploded over the last 10 to 15 years. So women have a lot of empowerment topics, because there's a whole movement and kind of brand that comes along with just being a woman. And if you're a woman, you greatly can benefit from using that in your marketing language. The reason why I would veer against using it if you're a male is because when people do a Google search on you, you don't want to be pulled up in the category with all of the women, because that's how they break down speakers. They break down speakers in all these different categories. Do I want a male speaker? Do I want a female speaker? Do I want a transgender speaker? Do I want a speaker that has a edgy leadership topic? Do I want a military speaker that's a female? Like, you can go get any category. They start with the category, then they start trying to match the speaker topic with their event. Then they say, we need to find the right speaker. Because let me tell you something. The only difference between you and the other leadership speakers is your brand. The brand is what creates the market differentiation. We all talk about leadership in some way, but it's the way you deliver it is the reason why the conference coordinator is going to choose you. They can pick any topic on leadership. It's your brand and how you explain your signature programs is going to take a deeper dive to let the conference coordinator understand you're going to give them every reason why they need to be doing business with you, and why you're creating these signature programs is the reason why. Why should I hire you? Why should I take a chance on you and one of your little bum ass speaker programs? If it's put together sloppily, you can forget about getting booked. If it's put together the right way, it's attracting bees to the honeypot. Now, decide what kind of speaker that you are. If you're a specialty speaker, no problem. Focus on the specialty. We got some people that's all they're about is health and wellness. We got some people that are spiritually based and they have programs they want to deliver to mega churches. No problem. There's a market for everything. You have to double down on your belief as a speaker and give it your all, and it starts with the topics you create. Now, I hope I'm making sense to everybody this evening. Now, the first thing you want to do is let's start working on the mainstay headline. This one is important. Now, watch when I go back. Watch when I go back. I want to show you something real quick. Whoa, I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. Not ready to go into the, oh, I got to pull all of that back up. Oh, I can't believe that that's what, oh, are you serious? I got to go back and pull up my window, everybody. Apologize. Something happened to my documents. It's okay. These kind of things happen. Let me go back. Let me pull all of them up. Signature program template. Please bear with me for a second. I hit the wrong button and I took away all my docs. I'll get it back. Okay, we got the worksheet. Okay, and then we had it was the KTR speaker info kit. Just open this up real quick. And we can get to, okay, now, all right, now, all right, now we're back to the signature program. I apologize about that. Now, remember the mainstay headline is what we're focusing on right now. Leadership strategies that magnify success. So let's go back to your signature program template. Example, leadership strategies that magnify success. So what you want to be able to figure out on the first line, you should have 5 words. Try to limit the amount of words that you have, because a headline is just like you're capturing somebody's attention. You don't want to give them the steak. They're not ready to buy the steak. They just want the sizzle. So leadership strategies that magnify success. I'm going to go through each one of these and tell you the reason why you have to come up with the words. It's a formula of how you come up with the words. Now, so you want to be able to figure out, remember, what kind of speaker are you? So out of all these words, specialty, leadership, empowerment, safety, fitness, finance, military, corporate, entertainment, literary, and many others, I'm going to choose that leadership is my particular field of choice. I don't have an affinity for sports or anything like that. I'm going to stick with leadership because that's what I've been speaking about my whole life. I'm walking you through the approach to how you should be creating your signature programs. Now, then you want to say, okay, the buzzwords to describe your style of leadership or your style of whatever goes on the first word. Now you got to describe your style to who? To the target buyer. This is who this is ultimately going to. Describe your style. Now, would you describe your style? Do you teach people? We got to run through the list, and it's a process of elimination. Now, there are many other words you can choose on here, but these are the top 10 that I have in a template for you just to point you in the right direction. You can use whatever words you want, but they better make sense to the target buyer and the person who is looking at these to book you to speak. Do you teach more habits? Do you have the keys to teach people to unlock a particular door to their human potential, possibly? Do you teach a system? Is there a system that you have that you can teach other people? Are there techniques? Is there a specific way you go about doing something that you know that gets results? Or do you have tips? I mean, is it like a real quick tip I can give you? Like, we're over lunch, I can give you a tip. And I met this guy in passing and he gave me a quick tip. Are there tools? Do you actually have some tools? You have a toolbox and you're going to give me the tools that I'm going to need to build my dream and build my vision. Or about steps? Do you have action steps? So now I'm a leadership of what? Do I have habits, keys? Am I teaching you systems, techniques, strategies, tips, tools? Whenever the buzzword goes off in your head, you need to plug that into line number 2. Do you have principles? Like, are these things deeply entrenched in your belief system, or your principles, or do you have pillars? Do you have like 4 foundational pillars to success? These are all things that help you decide. Now, what you're going to do, you're going to put that right there in line number 2. So now we got, so remember, mine is leadership strategies. I teach strategies. I help people strategize. This is all we do for our client base all day long. We help them strategize on digital marketing campaigns. We help them strategize on putting together signature programs. We help them strategize about their brand. We help them strategize about what kind of automation system they need to be using. We help them strategize about what kind of business entity that they need to operate out of. We help them strategize on a social media strategy. We help them strategize about a digital marketing strategy. And then we strategize about putting together all the outreach documents that they're going to need to reach their target buyer, and many, many other things. I'm a strategist. This is what I do. Leadership strategies. Now you're going to say leadership strategies that do what? Let's go down to word number 3. How are you going to find that? That is a demonstrative pronoun. It's basically a connecting word. So everybody should have the word that on line number 3. Leadership strategies that do what now? Now you want to ask yourself, what do your strategies do? What do your leadership blank does what? Leadership blank that does what? Whatever your word is, now you need to talk about my leadership strategies magnifies your success. I take the success that you have and make it bigger. What are you doing with yours? Now let's figure out how you're going to get that. What is your desired outcome for the target buyer? What's that learning objectives that you're trying to get them to understand? What are going to be the key takeaways? Do your leadership strategies that do what? Does it build? Does it uplift? Does it increase? How about unfold? Does it discover something? Does it empower you to do something? Does it elevate you? Does it optimize? Does it maximize? Does it accelerate? I mean, I could go on and on and on. These are just buzzwords. Plug in one of the buzzwords. And now you have signature program, the title to word number 4. It's all coming together. Leadership strategies that magnify what? Now, what will your message do, or who will it serve? Examples, I could say leadership. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going over my signature programs right now, but when I go to the template, you're going to literally see me create and build a signature program and a mainstay headline from scratch. I'm going over the template with you right now so you understand how to do it. Then you're going to see me literally build something from scratch. I'm going to create every single word. So you're not going to have to scratch your head and say, well, okay, I still don't get it. What will your message do, or who will it serve? Is it going to, let's say, is it going to give them confidence? Is it going to build character? Is it going to strengthen my reputation? Is it going to explode my dreams? You see, these are all adjectives going into the word that you're going to actually deliver for your target audience. Is it going to inspire goals? Is it going to transform performance? Is it going to grow teams? Is it going to transcend executives? Is it going to elevate employees? Whatever it is. These are the headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions for all of your signature programs. Now, what we're doing right now is we're building the headline. Mine is leadership strategies that magnify success. Right now, you should have 5 lines. If you didn't print this out already, or if you're looking at it online, you can print this out. Now you're creating all of the signature programs. Now you're creating the topics, the headlines, the titles, the descriptions. First thing you got to do is come up with the headline. So I got my headline. Do you? Leadership strategies that magnify success. 5 words. I would prefer that it's 5 words. Headlines should be really, really short and sweet. Now, titles. What kind of programs do you offer? Now you got to create the descriptions to your signature programs. What will your signature programs achieve? Remember, desired outcomes, learning objectives, and the key takeaways. When you're creating the bullets now are also your talking points. Let me go back so you can understand exactly what I'm talking about. All right, let's see. Let's go back to the speaker info kit. Now, what you have here, this is what it's going to end up looking like. This is the finished product. Now, the finished product is going to your speaker info kit. Now, your speaker info kit is ultimately what the target buyer is going to look at, and this is downloadable in a PDF format right there from your website. And the conference coordinator is going to look at this speaker info kit, and they are going to decide about your signature programs. Now you have to go in and create the descriptions. So let's go over some of the descriptions. And first you got to create the headlines. So let's go over that. Let's go back to the signature programs. Now, your signature programs. You see on line number 1 of your signature program template. Line 1 of your signature program template. What you should have typed in here is you should start typing in what you want your signature programs to be and then create the bullets. Now, what I did was I went to another easier template and I took out the bullets and all of the lines and everything. Watch this. I made it real simple for you. I took out everything. Let's move over to a simple version of it. Now, this is where I'm going to literally create from scratch the signature programs. So signature program page or the speaker one sheet. Remember, that is what this is called. This is called your signature program page or the speaker one sheet. It doubles as the speaker one sheet, your signature program page. We already created a mainstay headline. Now we're going to create the signature programs. You need at least 4 of those. Then you're going to create the signature program titles and then the descriptions for all of the signature programs. So let's do that. I'm going to go in here literally from scratch right now, and I'm going to keep referring back to my speaker info kit, because you need to understand what is the reason why we need the speaker info kit. What's the reason why we need all of that? Why do we need it? Because we need a template to follow. This is the finished version. But before you get to that, beauty, look at this. Before you get to all those signature programs, before you get to the professional biography, before you get to breaking out all of the signature programs one at a time, look at how beautiful and extensive this is. We're going to get yours looking the same exact way. But you don't get any of that first. You can forget any of that. You got to go here. And you got to start out with it looking like that first. Now, your mainstay headline. Now, I've been doing this a long time for purposes of time. Let's just say I'm going to put leadership as my primary category, and I'm going to put that down as, so I'm going to say, apologize for the typo, leadership. Now, I'm going to say, what kind of leadership speaker do I want to be? I teach leadership what? What do I teach? What do I want to deliver to my audience? So I'm going to say I may run out of a system, out of techniques. I'm going to say I teach leadership techniques, okay? I'm literally creating a mainstay headline from scratch. If you're building a speaker business, the most important thing for you to do is to create some signature programs. First, you have to create a mainstay headline. So I'm going to say I teach leadership techniques that do what? Remember, that is a demonstrative pronoun. It is just a connecting word. Leadership techniques that do what? Now, let's say leadership techniques that I could say leadership techniques that my technique, if I have a technique I want to do, that I want to show somebody, that's more of like an approach. Leadership techniques that do what? So ask yourself a question. What do you want your leadership techniques to do? Do I want to impact lives, or do I want to create change? Leadership techniques. I have techniques. This is the methodology I'm going through mentally when I'm talking to myself about what do I want my leadership techniques to do. Now, techniques, so it has to make sense and match with my brand. So if I have a brand, let's say I have a brand that I want to focus on building wealth, right? So I want to focus on building wealth, and I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about wealth. Like, you know, I want to help people feel great about themselves. I want them to know their value. So I could say leadership techniques. I could say that leadership techniques that build wealth. I could say leadership techniques that let me see. Let's play around with it. Leadership techniques that build wealth. Okay, let's go with that. Leadership techniques that build wealth. So I teach leadership techniques that build wealth. That is my mainstay headline. I'm a new speaker. I want wealth to really be a mainstay. That's what I want my legacy to be all about. I want to teach people how to become wealthy, spiritually, financially, relationally, all of this stuff all the way across the board, right? So now, leadership techniques that build wealth. Okay, so what I do now is, now I have to go down and I have to create titles for all of my signature programs. So what you want to understand that all of my programs are leadership based. Remember, let's go back here to the signature programs. Signature programs, so now you have to go, all of them are based leadership. So leadership should go on the third line. So you got two words already. Now all you have to do is go back in and plug in all of your signature programs. So watch this. Now, if I'm teaching leadership techniques to build wealth, now I want to ask myself the question. This is how you come up with the titles to your signature programs. You need one word, but you should start talking about the things that you're interested in. You should talk about your niche. You should talk about the value that you're going to bring when it comes to delivering a message. What do you want to speak about? So now I'm going to go in here. I'm going to back out the title to the first signature program because I already know that that's going to be based in leadership. Watch this. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk about the first one. So I may ask myself the question, okay, leadership techniques to build wealth. What is the main thing I want to establish with myself if I'm trying to teach others how to build wealth? What do I want that to be all about? I may say, well, the reason why is because of, I want to be able to inspire other generations. Okay, ding, 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 boom. Then I got my title to my signature program. Number one is generational based leadership. Okay, boom. Now so I'm saying that the generations, it's important for me to have an impact with my signature programs about the generations that are coming up behind me. So what am I going to do? My signature program title number one is generational based leadership. My mainstay headline is leadership techniques to build wealth. So I want to keep talking about things that have to do with wealth. Okay, what is going to inspire me? Now, what I do, I'm going to tell you what I do first, is I always go and I create all the titles to my signature programs first. Then I go back and create the bullets. Now, for purposes of this exercise, I'm only going to create one bullet per. Then I'm going to go back down. I'm going to create an opening paragraph, and I'm going to create another 5 bullets. And then you'll start to see how your signature programs are supposed to be put together. I want to make sure I have time to take questions on the back end for anybody who is struggling with their signature programs. And believe me, as always, somebody's struggling with their signature programs. Now, so far, I have leadership techniques that build wealth. I mean, this is what I do with my coaching students when we're in a work session. I have to keep, excuse me. Excuse me. I have to keep asking them questions. Excuse me, let me get myself together. You talk as much as I do. This is one of the drawbacks sometimes. The years of rigorous touring and coaching will take a toll. Excuse me. Okay. Now, remember we have leadership techniques to build wealth. We're creating 4 titles to your signature programs. I'm creating this from scratch. The first one is generational based leadership. Now I have to keep sticking to the main topic, which is right here, which is leadership techniques that build wealth. Why do I want to do that? Because that's the umbrella. That is like all of my topics and my titles and my descriptions are falling under that mainstay headline. That could be a title to a training system that I have, leadership techniques to build wealth. Now, generational based leadership is number 1. So now the next question I would ask one of my coaching students is, I would say, okay, so the next thing in order to build wealth, what else are you going to need to do in order to build wealth? What are one of the important action items to build wealth? Well, I feel like if you're going to build wealth, you got to understand what things cost. You got to understand what they're worth. You got to understand how to put a price tag on everything through life, because a lot of times we don't understand how to put a proper price tag on something. We don't understand what the value is. Oh, boom, ding, 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 ding. I would say, okay, watch this. Value-based leadership. Now I got signature program number 2. I'm talking thousands and thousands and thousands of times I had to ask my coaching students questions. And I tell them, don't overthink it. Don't tell me what you think. Draw from your experiences. Just start talking. And then they come up with that one word. And I say, okay, got it. Now, generational-based leadership, value-based leadership. My mainstay headline, again, is leadership techniques that build wealth. I'm going to stick to the subject. Why am I talking about everything that has to do with wealth? Wealth impacts generations. If you're going to understand wealth, you got to understand what things are valued at. Okay, now, how about another thing when it comes to wealth? What about wealth, leadership techniques to build wealth? Well, another thing I think about is resources. Like, and you have to have access to the resources so that you can start educating yourself better about how to build wealth, how to maintain it, how to spread it around, how to share it with others, and also make sure you understand what investments are all about. So now I'm looking at 2 words. I'm looking at ding, ding, ding. I hear that little bell go off. I'm thinking about, okay, investments or resources. Now, which one do I want to go with that sounds the best in here? Do I want to go with investment-based leadership, or do I want to go with resource-based leadership? I like resource-based leadership even better, right? Now I can talk about making an investment in yourself when I start creating the bullets, but the signature program title to me right now, that feels great. Now, so resource-based leadership is, I got signature program number 3. I mean, it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long. Resource-based leadership. Okay, now we got 4 titles. We're creating it from scratch. This masterclass is all about helping you understand the formula to create your signature programs. Now, I want you to think about your level of expertise. I'm creating something centered around leadership. You may be a mental health professional. You may be a spiritual counselor. You may be an empowerment speaker. You may be somebody who is in the sports medicine industry. We have plastic surgeons on our platform. I mean, it's all kinds of things. Have to make the headline relative to your expertise. Now, remember, keep saying it to yourself over and over again. This is exactly how I manage things when I'm in a work session. You have to keep going over and over and over again, okay? My mainstay headline, leadership techniques to build wealth. I have to create 4 signature programs. I got to keep KTR off my ass. Okay, generational-based leadership, value-based leadership, resource-based leadership. Okay, so what's another important step in building wealth? What's another important step of building wealth? Well, if you're going to have wealth, I'm thinking about, you have to build up a stockpile of money. You have to build up a stockpile of, investments, a lot of things. You got to accumulate some real estate. You got to, you have to build up your emotional bank account. Building wealth is not just about, the hard money. It's about building up assets. Ding, 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 ding. I got my final signature program. Wealth is about accumulating assets. Would you call the value of your personality and your talents, that's an asset? Damn right it is. So we're going to go in here and we're going to create 4 signature programs right out of thin air. Asset-based leadership. Okay, now what you want to do, now I have all 4 of my signature programs. If I were you, this is the formula that I would use. Well, this is the pattern that I would use, because creating the headlines, creating the titles to your signature programs is a whole lot easier than when you get ready to go into what I go into right now. And this is where people run into the biggest problem. This is nerve-wracking. Not for me, because I have world-class copywriting skills, and this is what I'm teaching to you. But this is the part that's the most difficult for speakers when they have to start thinking about the bullets. Now, so you want your bullets, keep in mind, you want your bullets to be disruptive and you want them to be thought-provoking. Disruptive and thought-provoking. In other words, you want the conference coordinator to say, man, that makes me think. So now I got to go into it and I got to say, okay, my mainstay headline is leadership techniques that build wealth. That's the umbrella. That's like the mothership. Now I can break each of the signature programs down and I have to start describing what each one means. Now, what does generational based leadership mean to me? Then I start taking a deeper dive. I have to ask the coach and student 3 separate questions from 3 different angles. So the first angle may be, so tell me how you feel about if I'm a young leader coming to you and I want to have an impact on future generations, what would you tell me that I need to do? Listen to the question. If I want to have an impact on future generations, what do I need to do as a leader? Well, and then the student would just start talking. Don't try to give me one word, because now you don't need one word. You need an actual bullet. And it doesn't need to be weak, vague, or outdated or thin. It needs to be put together in your word sequence needs to be comprehensive, short, and concise. You need to put it together so when the conference coordinator reads it, they go, ooh, ah, and wow, or damn. That's what we need right there. It's speaking directly to their pain. Now, generational based leadership, if I'm a young cat coming to you, how can I impact future generations? What's the first step in me impacting future generations? Well, if I were to answer that question, the first thing I would say is, well, in order to have an impact on future generations, I believe the thing we need to do is we need to teach them what it is that we know. That means that some type of system needs to be put into place so that there's some type of seeds that are left behind so that the other leaders get a chance to grow. So now out of all of that, I would say, okay, all right. So I would say, let's say build a succession planning model. Build a succession planning model. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to change that up. Build a future around watch this. Build a future around succession planning, leadership development, and the concept of we are in it together. Now, whenever I'm doing bullets, I don't put periods behind it. So then you want to run the word sequence back and you want to say it out loud to yourself so you can hear, does that match generational based leadership? Does that fit my ideology, my concept? Does it fit my vision of what I want the conference coordinator to know? Is it disruptive? Is it thought provoking? Build a future around succession planning, leadership development, and the concept of we are in it together. Now that's we are in it together to do what? We're in it together to achieve higher levels. No, to achieve. Let's read it again. Build a future around succession planning, leadership development, and the concept of we are in it together. Build a future around Build a future around succession planning, leadership development, and the concept of we are in it together. No, now if you're not feeling it, then you're gonna have to go back over it and tighten it up. I'm not liking the way this flows right now, so I'm gonna change it. Because this is what you got to do to get your bullets right. Let me see. And it's probably the way I started it out. Watch this. Let's change that. Build a future around build a future around team members who are eager to excel at leadership development and maintain the highest succession planning. Build a future around team members who are eager to excel in leadership development and succession planning. That's it right there. That's what you want. Leadership development and succession planning. See, sometimes we do too much and you don't have to, but you keep playing around with the word sequence and eventually you'll get it. Now you see, you can go back over the video and see how I did the editing. Build a future around team members who are eager to excel in leadership development and succession planning. Boom. That's bullet number one. Now you want to ask it from a different angle. Generational based leadership. How is this going to help me out if I am, excuse me, generational based leadership? I want to keep saying the title. Watch this. The title, the signature program title should reinforce the bullets, and the bullets should reinforce the title. In other words, don't start out talking about baseball and end up talking about basketball. Stick to the subject. I may even want to go back up and look at my mainstay headline, Leadership Techniques to Build Wealth. Okay, my first signature program is generational based leadership. Build a future around team members who are eager to excel at leadership development and succession planning. In other words, I want some people on my team that's hungry. But remember, you're not there to explain the bullet to the target buyer. They don't want you to explain it to them. If you have to explain it, that means the bullet is not strong enough. So let's read the bullet out loud one more time. If I'm a conference coordinator, how would this sound to me? Remember that the word sequences and the verbiage that you create, the marketing language, the copy that you create to speak to the target buyer, conference coordinator, in the language that they understand, it must feel good and it has to sound good. It has to feel good and it has to sound good. It has to help them solve a problem, achieve a desired outcome, a learning objective. What are the key takeaways going to be after I read this bullet? Build a future around team members who are eager to excel at leadership development and succession planning. Yeah, I need somebody like that to come in my organization because we got a problem with that. Okay, now, all they're going to do is they're going to go to the next bullet. They're going to read again. They're going to go to that bullet. Apologize. Let me back that up. Made a typo there. Okay, let me back that bullet out. Now, we're going to go to the next bullet. So I'm going to take a different approach. The next bullet is going to be, no, I apologize. For time purposes, we're going to move to the next bullet. So what you're going to have to do under each one of your signature programs is create 3 bullets under each signature program. You're going to create 3. So I would do the same thing for value-based leadership. So now the next question, I would say, okay, well, if I want to create value in my team members, in my employees and my staff, remember, who is it going to? I'm a corporate speaker, a corporate and association speaker. So I want to talk to people that are in a corporate setting. Talk about value-based leadership. How do you feel about value? Well, the first thing about value is I think a lot of people get confused because they don't know what their real value is. Everybody's talking about, oh, I know what I'm worth. You don't know what you're worth. A lot of times value is not the money that's in your bank account, the value is how you see yourself. So the first thing I would say when it comes to value-based leadership is learn to build character, boost self-esteem, let's say learn to build character, boost self-esteem, and gain massive momentum learn to build character, boost self-esteem, and gain massive momentum Okay, there we go. Learn to build character, boost self-esteem, and gain massive momentum. Wait a minute, we have a word redundancy in here. I'm glad I made this mistake because you have to catch things like this. Try not to use the same words over in the same word sequence. So I have learned to build character, boost self-esteem, and gain massive momentum, building confidence after achieving the objectives of your goals. So I got to take out the second building. So I can say, I don't want to say build character. No, I can say that. Wait a minute. Learn to build character. I like that. Boost self-esteem. I don't need a comma right there because I have and gain massive momentum. Okay, massive momentum. Wait a minute. I can put a comma right there. Got to get rid of that and. Learn to build character, boost self-esteem, gain massive momentum, and massive momentum. Increase momentum. Increase. Accelerate. Massive momentum. Got it. Okay, now let's read it. So under value-based leadership, the first bullet, learn to build character, boost self-esteem, accelerate with massive momentum, gaining confidence after achieving the objectives or your goals. Damn, I'm simply the best you've ever seen in your entire life. Oh, that bullet was fire. Again, does it hit right here for the target buyer? If now that makes me want to purchase value-based leadership as one of your signature programs. You see what happens when I play around with the word sequence? It's not supposed to be perfect, but you got to sit there and you got to sit there until you come up with money. You got to sit there until you come up with the words that sound right. Let's read that again. Value-based leadership, learn to build character, comma, boost self-esteem, comma, accelerate with massive momentum, gaining confidence after achieving the objectives of your goals. That's a real bullet. Keep helping them with key takeaways, achieve their desired outcomes and their learning objectives. Let's just mosey right along. This masterclass is teaching you how to build your signature programs from scratch and create headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. Headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. Headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. I love it. Leadership Techniques to Build Wealth is the signature program title that I came up with. That is my mainstay headline. My 4 signature programs are generational based leadership, value-based leadership, resource-based leadership, and asset-based leadership. And by the way, you could change the topic titles. You can change the titles around. I'd recommend that you have all your signature programs be in the same lane. If I'm selling leadership, then I need to have leadership-based programs. If you have health and wellness, or you have financial, maybe you have financial-based programs. I don't know. Then create that. I'm selling leadership because I know it's the #1 bookable and most requested topic at conferences and corporate meetings and events worldwide. Why do you think that I was a leadership speaker for over 34 years? Because I created topics that the market was already buying. Now, let's keep on moving. Oh, that last bullet felt so good. Now we got resource-based leadership. Now, by the way, watch out for word redundancies. Watch out to make sure that I'm not talking about stuff down here in value-based leadership, up there in generational-based leadership. The #1 challenge that speakers run into when I check their homework assignments, to this day, I have to look at this every day, is that they have the wrong bullets in the wrong category, or they're not specific enough under that one category. Remember too, the bullets are going to be your talking points. The bullets are going to be your talking points. So make sure that the bullet is strong enough that you're going to be able to talk about this for 15 minutes or a half an hour or whatever the case is, all day long if you need to. Resource-based leadership. I'm going to go all the way down to create the opening paragraphs. I want you to understand how to put these together. Resource-based leadership. Now, if I had to talk about resources, why are resources so invaluable? First of all, resources is one of my, if not my favorite word, because resources allow you to access and gain knowledge to things that you normally would not have access to. Resources allow you to become empowered. Resources allow you to move the meter. It allows you to grow, excel beyond your imagination. And if you don't have access to resources, you stay stuck right in one spot. So resources allow you to move things forward. So I would say, learn the importance of, let's say learn the importance of resource management. Learn the importance of, and I'm going to put this in quotes because that just feels right for me right now. Resource management. There we go. Learn the importance of resource management. Access new information. Access new information. Empower I'm not going to use empower there. Learn the importance of resource management. Access new information. And keep Okay, learn the importance of resource management, access new information that empower you with Now, you can also, when you're creating these signature programs, you can also go access your dictionary. You can use anonyms and synonyms. You can incorporate many things that you need to in order for you to get the bullet. Now, these bullets should be from the depth of your soul, and they should be original. It should be about your pain points, your life experiences, your belief system, your upbringing, however, whatever your experience is, it needs to be reflected in these bullets. Now, resource-based leadership. Learn the importance of resource management. Here we go. Learn the importance of resource management. Access new information that empower you with dynamic systems, tools, dynamic Learn the importance of resource management, access new information that empower you with. Now see, I'm stuck, but don't worry about it. I'm going to take that word out right there. Learn the importance of access new information. Access new information that will empower your team, that will empower learn the importance of resource. No, here we go. We're going to turn this around. The first thing we're going to say is access new resources, access new information that will empower your team with next level Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to copy and paste this down here and move it around because I don't like the way that feels up there. So I'm going to put it down here. And I'm going to take this out and we're going to start it out with, now let's read this. It all has to flow. Remember, the word sequences have to flow. Access new information that will empower your team with next level success and learn the importance of resource management. Ha ha! There it is right there. Oh, it doesn't take long for it to come together. And then it starts, it feels so good when it comes together. Ha ha! Now we got a bullet under resource-based leadership. Now the bullet again is access new information that will empower your team with next level success and learn the importance of resource management. Resources must be managed properly. So that will be a talking point right there. And you could talk about how resources need to be managed if you needed to for 15 minutes, half an hour, or an hour. You could literally turn a keynote speech out of one of these bullets, just one bullet. And that's the importance of having this skill as a world-class copywriter, because if you cannot get the conference coordinator interested in your messaging, it's just going to be very difficult for you to book any speaking engagements. But when you do, eureka! Y'all don't play with me in here tonight. I'm too good. I'm just too good. Oh my God, I love it. Okay, access-based leadership. Excuse me. Now, if I'm going to talk about assets, what kind of asset do you need to be? Why are assets so important? So, watch this. So, I've been a long-time real estate investor since I've been 22 years old. So, you know, things like capital allocation and, you know, return on investment and, you know, after value renovation, all this type of vernacular, in real estate is an asset. It's not a movable asset like a car. A car is an asset, but it has wheels on it. So it's not a stationary asset. Real estate is a stationary asset. Now, so we're going to talk about, let's talk about the assets of people. To me, people are the biggest asset that you have. Now, if you don't learn to manage your relationships the right way, then all of your assets are going to plummet. Your assets are not going to have any value. So that's what it means to me about asset-based leadership. When I was thinking about that signature program, I was thinking more of people versus money. Nothing wrong with having money, but let me explain something to you. If you run a business and you don't take care of the people and you don't look at them as a valuable asset, you're not gonna have a business at all. If you don't look at your customer base like they are a valuable asset and you're not trying to figure out a way to over deliver with each word that comes out of your mouth, you're not gonna have a business, period. You cannot get to multi-millionaire or multi-billionaire status until you find a product that solves a problem, period. It just doesn't work like that. You got to figure out what the market needs and then create the language. Now, asset-based leadership. I'm going to come up with one more bullet and then I'll get into coming up with the opening paragraph for one of the signature programs. And then I'll take some questions. Now, asset-based leadership. So if I was to think about people as an asset, The first thing I would say is understand the importance of building value in each team member. No, understand the importance of building value, because I talked about a team member somewhere else. I talk about team member up here somewhere. Team, I see team right there. I don't want a word redundancy. I don't want a lot of that happening. Understand the importance of building value in what now? Understand the importance of building value. Here we go. Understand why each member of your organization has value, talents, ideas. Understand why each member of your organization has value, talents. No, understand why each member of your organization is valuable. Understand why each member of your organization is valuable. Is valuable, value, and why, no, and how to utilize, how to utilize their talents, ideas, and passions to stay on track with your key mission statement. Oh, I love it. I love it when it comes together. Oh, understand why each member of your organization is valuable and how to utilize their talents, ideas, and passions to stay on track with your key mission statement. Now, we got to clean that up a little bit because that doesn't flow the way I need it to flow. See, it's a feeling. That is not on point. I'm the teacher and I'm telling you that's not on point. And when yours isn't on point, you got to keep saying it to yourself over and over and over again. Understand why each member of your organization is valuable. Utilize their talents. Incorporate their ideas. I knew it wasn't right. Incorporate their ideas and passions, staying on track. Nope, not staying on track. Their passions to reinforce the company vision and mission statement. Now, let's read it again. I told you if it's not right, go back in there and fix it. Keep saying it over to yourself over and over again until the word sequences must flow. It has to flow. It has to flow. It has to flow. Okay, understand why each member of your organization is valuable. Utilize their talents, incorporate their ideas and passions to reinforce the company's vision and mission statement. Now, I have two ands in there that should not be in there. So let me clean that up a little bit. Utilize their talents, incorporate ideas, incorporate ideas. Okay, here we go. Incorporate ideas. Now we got to take that out and put wow. Okay, now let's try. Understand why each member of your organization is valuable. Utilize their talents, incorporate ideas, inspire their passions while reinforcing the company's vision and mission statement. Damn, I'm the best you've ever seen in your entire life. Look at how that word sequence flows. Now I got a misspelling in the word reinforce. That should be passions while reinforcing. That's pluralized right there. Now you read it again to make sure it's on point. Understand why under asset-based leadership. Understand why each member of your organization is valuable. Utilize their talents, incorporate ideas, inspire their passions while reinforcing the company vision and mission statement. I mean, simply put, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a pause for the call. I'm the best you've ever seen in your entire life doing this. I love it. Okay. Now, if you can't seem to get excited like KTR, I don't know what to tell you, but I suggest that you do start getting excited now. Let's move. Wait a minute. Let's see what we've been able to accomplish. That was the last of the signature program descriptions. So now what we have, remember the signature program page, what we've already finished is this. Let me go show you what we've done, and then I'll show you what the final version looks like, what it's ultimately going to look like in your speaker info kit. Now, all of these documents, by the way, are located in module 1 on the Speaker Focus platform. Signature program page in your speaker one sheet. This is what it should look like. Remember, all this, what I just created is right here. This is the signature program page or the speaker one sheet. Let's go back here. I created from scratch leadership techniques to build wealth. See, if you take the time, you literally can jump out the box and have your signature programs completed within a matter of days. This is not, I'm showing you right here that you can do it. You don't have to go weeks and weeks and weeks. If you're going weeks, it's because you are not sitting down in front of the computer and you are not hammering the ideas out and you're not following the template. I got the template right here in front of you. I mean, I got the template right here. You have it in front of you. Don't tell me that it's not possible. So I literally created from scratch leadership techniques to build wealth. Now, then we created 4 signature programs. Out of thin air, we created generational-based leadership. All of the programs are leadership-based. Therefore, I had to go in and create a word that would fit under the umbrella of leadership techniques to build wealth. Generational-based leadership was signature program number 1. Signature program number 2 is value-based leadership. Signature program number 3 is resource-based leadership. And it was signature program number 4 was asset-based leadership. Then I went back in and I created descriptions under generational-based leadership. You should have 3 descriptions on your finished product like this. You see focus-based leadership right there on my speaker info kit. Now you see 1, 2, 3 bullets under each one of the 4 signature programs. You see how I'm going real slow on that? You have your mainstay headline. You have 4 signature programs. You have 3 bullets under each of the signature programs. I'm not going to do them all for purposes of time, but you see the finished product. I created 4. Now, one of the most difficult things to do is now you have to start breaking out each one of the signature programs. This is going to require you to have an opening paragraph. I am going to literally create an opening paragraph out of thin air right now. Now watch this. Now I have to go back because I have to get the title of signature program number 1. You're going to create 4. Generational-based leadership is the first signature program. So I'm going to copy this down here. Break out of all your signature programs. I'll put that right there. Now I have signature program number 1. Now I have to create the opening paragraph. Now I'm going to go back and read the opening paragraph on my speaker info kit because I need you to understand how these things are supposed to flow. There is a specific formula that I have to create the breakout. Professional biography. There are a lot of people struggling with the professional biography. That is the 2nd page on your speaker info kit. I'm going to come back and do a masterclass on how to write your biography because there's eight questions you're supposed to answer in order to get your biography really, really tight. But we're going to go to breaking out the signature programs. Now you have the mainstay headline. That's just a template at the top that's always going to be there. The mainstay headline means it stays there. It does not go anywhere. Now, the first one is going to be focus-based leadership. Now, I'm going to read this out loud, and I just want you to see how it flows. How many sentences do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Either 7 or 8 lines or sentences that you're going to have inside the speaker info kit. It's only going to be room to drop a certain amount of text in here. Now, if you want to create a longer version of your opening paragraph, is fine. I'd rather have more words than less. Now, listen to the way this flows. This is an example, but I'm going to go back to generational based leadership and do that one from scratch. This high energy, high content program designed for 21st century executives, managers, and all multi-skilled employees who wants to supercharge their performance, increase power of their focus, and unlock the purpose of their human potential. You'll never approach leadership the same way after experiencing this life-changing presentation. Now, that's from my signature programs. Let's go back to generational based leadership. So, because I write copy so much and I help so many people, I even make a lot of the copy that I create for the signature programs when I help my students is even better than the stuff that I have on my speaker info kit. That's one of my older speaker info kits, by the way. If I wanted to create brand new signature programs, because I know how to create them so fast, I could literally create 4 more if I wanted to, with 4 more new bullets. So let's just say this: generational based leadership. My first sentence, I want to say, this something something and something program is designed to. I want to tell them what the program is designed to do right off the break. That's going to be my very first line. So generational based leadership, remember, stick to the subject. This is what you need to be thinking about. Stick to the subject. Stick to the subject. I got to stick to the subject. I'm talking about everything that has to do with generational based leadership. If a conference coordinator was reading this, is the language bookable? That's all I want to know right now. That's all I want to be creating. Something, something, something program is designed to. This, okay, so if I'm talking about generations, then what am I talking about? I'm talking about planting seeds. I'm talking about helping people. I'm talking about creating longevity. I'm talking about educating people in the right way. So I got to keep talking to myself until I come up with the line. I got to see it. Remember, see it and then write it. See it and then say it. So let me see this. Here we go. This educational and generational based leadership. This educational and something based program is designed to, okay, this educational. You got to keep thinking about it. You got to keep thinking about it and talk about it. All I need is a start. All I need is a start, and then then the rest is going to start to unfold. This educational and let's say inspirational based program is designed to reach back to future leaders of tomorrow and help them help simplify help them simplify through chaos Okay, let me see. Simplify. This educational, inspirational based program is designed to reach back to future leaders of tomorrow. Helping them simplify through chaos and build and let me see, simplify through, help them simplify. How about simplify chaos? This educational, inspirational based program is designed to reach back and help future leaders. Reach back and help future leaders of tomorrow This educational, inspirational based program, and again, keep reading it over and over again as you're designing the languaging. Make sure that it reinforces the topic title to your signature program, generational based leadership. This educational, inspirational based program is designed to reach back and help future leaders of tomorrow. See, I need to put the period right there. All right. It's designed to reach back and help future leaders of tomorrow, period. In this session, your conference attendees will learn how to learn comprehensive overview of what a real succession planning, comprehensive overview of succession planning, learn character building strategies. Okay, now, always be willing to go back and keep reading over it. This educational, inspirational based program is designed to reach back and help future leaders of tomorrow. In this session, your conference attendees will learn a comprehensive overview of succession planning, learn character building strategies, and implement techniques from this presentation. And learn to implement techniques that will drive performance to heights never before seen. Okay, let's read it back again. This educational and inspirational based program is designed to reach back. No, we have a word redundancy. Okay, this educational and inspirational based program is designed to reach back, comma. This educational and inspirational based program is designed to reach back, helping future leaders of tomorrow. It's designed to reach back, while helping the future leaders of tomorrow. Okay, now let's look at that again. This educational and inspirational based program is designed to reach back, strengthen communities while helping the future leaders of tomorrow, period. In this session, your conference attendees will learn a comprehensive overview of succession planning, learn character building strategies, and implement techniques that will drive performance to heights never before seen. Watch this. Lead, grow, become empowered, leaving a lasting legacy. Lead, grow, and become empowered. No, lead, grow, watch this. Lead, grow, empower your, lead, grow, and empower. Lead, grow, and empower your legacy after this life-changing presentation. Okay, now let's read that back again. This educational and inspirational based program is designed to reach back, strengthen communities while helping the future leaders of tomorrow. In this session, your conference attendees will learn a comprehensive overview of succession planning. That should be about succession planning. A comprehensive overview about succession planning, learn character building strategies, and implement techniques that will drive performance to heights never before seen. Lead, grow, and empower your legacy after this life-changing presentation. Man, I'm good. Now that's how you create an opening paragraph, ladies and gentlemen, that will get the attention of the target buyer. See, this is about money. This is about attracting money. You got to create language that attracts the Benjamins. Let's read now. What you're going to do after this, you're going to go down. I'm going to go back to my speaker info kit because as you can see, you got on here after this program. You will be able to. Now you got to give the bullets, become a more focused and effective team leader, communicate with confidence, conviction, and master personality assessment tools, increase your attractive force and decrease your repellent force to become more persuasive, rid yourself of unproductive habits, organize your personal and professional focus. Now you got to go in and create 5 more bullets under generational based leadership. So I would just go in here and create another bullet. By the way, the bullets you're creating right here, do not repeat bullets from the signature program page. You got that? Do not repeat the bullets from the signature program page. That means you got to come up with 5 new bullets that describes generational based leadership after you break out the opening paragraph. Let me go back up. You got generational based leadership right here on your signature program page. Do not repeat the bullets from here. Do not copy the bullets from here and then take them all the way down here. Now, that means that I finished signature program number 1. I'm going to go up and copy and paste signature program number 2, which is what I'm going to do right now. Value-based leadership. I'm going to go in here. Signature program number 2. Value-based leadership. Oops. Sorry about that. Dictionary popped up. Come on, MacBook. What is going on? You're trying to rob me. Okay, here we go. Paste. You got signature program number 2. I got to go through it all because some of you are skipping steps and you're cutting corners and you don't need to. Go back and copy and paste. Get your signature title to signature program number 3. My mouse touchpad skills tonight are horrible. Okay, now we're going to go to signature program number 4. You got to go back and grab that one as well. Generational base, value base, resource base, and then asset base. Go back and grab asset base, copy and paste that one. And then I'm going to go over the entire template with you so you can understand exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. Okay, now let's go back to the top. And that's all you have to do. Now, let's go over what we've done. We literally created a mainstay headline. We created leadership techniques to build wealth out of thin air. If you had to do this, there's no reason why you can't spend a couple of hours working on your signature programs, creating the headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. Headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. Now, mainstay headline, leadership techniques to build wealth. Create 4 signature programs. Signature program number 1, generational-based leadership. Signature program number 2, value-based leadership. Signature program number 3, resource-based leadership. Signature program number 4, asset-based leadership. Now, under each of the signature programs, which this is also doubles as your speaker one sheet or your signature program page, you are going to create 3 bullets under each of the signature programs. I'm going to create 2 more bullets under generational based leadership. I already did 1, right? But I need 2 more bullets there. Under signature program number 2, you're going to give me 3 bullets. Under signature program number 3, 3 bullets. Under signature program number 4, 3 bullets. Now, when you break out all your signature programs, listen carefully, and I will finalize by going over the speaker info kit, because I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's all done. The breakout of all your signature programs. Now, each one of these signature programs have got to be broken out individually with an opening paragraph, which is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. Right around there. If you want to do a couple more, fine, but that's all you need. Now, you're going to do an opening paragraph, and then you're going to do 5 bullets under each of the opening paragraph. Remember, do not repeat the bullets from the signature program page. Then you're going to go down to value-based leadership and do an opening paragraph, rewind the video, and you'll be able to see how I created it. And you're going to create 5 new bullets under that. And you're going to do the same exact thing for resource-based leadership. And then create an opening paragraph for that. And then give me 5 bullets under that. Same thing for asset-based leadership. Create an opening paragraph and give me 5 more bullets under that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you do that, all of your signature programs are now complete. And when it's done the right way, here's what it's going to look like. I mean, it's just a thing of beauty. My signature program is fire. So now let's go. Signature program page. What do we create? The mainstay headline. And then we created 4 signature programs. And then we created the bullets under each of the 4 signature programs. Right there. This is the completed version. Now, I'm going to come back and do a masterclass on how to put together your biography. There are 8 questions that you should answer. That's also in module number 1 on the template as well. But what we're also going to do is we're going to look at the breakout of all 4 of your signature programs. You got the mainstay headline up there. You got each one of the signature programs. Then you have the after this program, you will be able to 5 additional bullets that are different from the ones up top. Now, you're also going to have something by the audiences, but you disregard this because you are not ready to design your speaker info kit yet. So don't even worry about the audiences that it's going to. Also, it can be available for conference breakouts, association meetings. And then you can also have alternative titles, and you have the program length. Basically, all of this from audiences all the way down to program length. And I'll do a masterclass on how to put together your speaker info kit on another session. But right now, don't worry about any of this. You just be worried about the template that we just followed, creating all of your headlines, your topics, your titles, and descriptions. I just laid it out for you again, ladies and gentlemen, creating the headline from scratch, leadership techniques to build wealth, all 4 of your signature programs. Bullets, the 3 bullets under each of the signature programs. Then we start breaking out all 4 of the signature programs. The first one was generational based leadership. I created the opening paragraph, and then you're going to create 5 more bullets, and you're going to repeat that 3 more times. And all of your signature programs are done. Now, let me go back here. Woo! I see some questions. I got people waiting on deck. Okay, Tina Marie says the masterclass is simply the best. Thank you so much, Tina Marie. Always for your participation. Troyer, get in here for a second, boss. We get ready to end this. Let's see. Oh, Jamie Johnson, educational program is designed to inform future leaders how to leave a legacy and provide knowledge on how to obtain generational wealth that can be duplicated for generations to come. Jamie, I love that verbiage, bro. I love it. I love it. Jamie Johnson is part of our one-on-one coaching program, one of the best leadership speakers out of Texas. Thank you so much for that. Dr. Glenn says, outstanding session today. By rewatching this session, I'm sure all will be well on their way to creating their signature programs. You rock. This is why I love you. I love you back, Antoinette. I love you back. Make sure you schedule a session with me coming up real soon. Okay. Okay, let me see. Who else? Let me see. Who else is down here? Okay. All right, no problem. So, Troy,
how's it going?
Yeah, there we go. Okay, I hear your audio now. Okay. Man, Troy, you got me working hard, bro, every single week. I mean, can I take a break? So, the importance of writing the messaging so that, Austin, I want you to look at this. I'm going to ask you from a different perspective tonight. I'm not going to get all techie on them tonight with you. If you're looking at this like you're a brand new student and you just went over this masterclass about how to put together your signature programs, what's going to be your key takeaways that you learned tonight from this? From top to bottom, with going over the template.
Yeah, for me, if I was speaking on tech, I would most likely be speaking to leaders in tech companies. And for me, it just seems like it would be such a wide open market and niche, because a lot of the tech leaders, especially if I did, technology-based leadership or, essentially all my signature programs would be helping leaders in technology to, improve efficiency, to build better products, to, improve customer service. And so what I think would be really good for tech leaders is most of them are, by nature, they were practitioners before they became a leader, because it's just in like Silicon Valley and in the tech world, most of the leaders of like engineering teams, they're going to bring up the best practitioners, the best coders, the people that have been at the company the longest. And what happens though is a lot of these leaders, they've been spending, decades coding and solving problems with code, but they may not necessarily have the skill set yet to actually communicate to their team and manage people. So for me, it was just like, it just seems so, you made it so clear on how, I could take my speaking programs and my expertise and put it into clear bullet points for, conference coordinators and, meeting planners at big corporations, at big tech companies, where I could come in and, easily for them to easily look at my bullets and say, oh, wow, okay. We have a lot of these leaders that they're techies, but they don't really know how to lead people yet. And right. Austin's programs can easily solve that, and it'd be a huge benefit. I mean, even if we paid them $50,000 to come in for half-day program, even if one of our leaders becomes a rock star and their product improves because of his trainings, it's ROI. So yeah, it seems like a no-brainer when you're able to break down and put it in finite detail like you did on the call here today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If anybody else has any questions that they want to ask, perhaps about the signature programs, how to put it together. One thing about it for sure, Austin will have this masterclass available either later this evening or send it out first thing tomorrow. So you can always go back if you're struggling with your signature program. This is why I did this masterclass today, because, you know, we have a lot of questions that pop up with people and the messaging. And if your messaging isn't right, and I'll say it to you over and over and over again, if the messaging isn't right, you will not be able to book speaking engagements. You won't be able to get conference coordinators interested. And it's interesting that you said what you said, Austin, about what your approach would be if you were booking speaking engagements, because you fell right back into how you always think, okay, who is this message going to? Who is the target market that it's going to? Like these big tech companies, hey, you know, keep this in mind too. The whole reason why they would want to bring in a person like you to speak about tech is because they're not tech. They're tech. They're top heavy when it comes to tech, from them executing the task of the, like you said, the coding, and they know how to do their job. But do you know how much goes into that, where you are sacrificing many other things? You're sacrificing a lot of soft skills. Like you may know how to build software, or you may know how to build machinery, but you are lacking when it comes to soft skills. And leadership is a soft skill topic. Mm-hmm. And people don't seem to understand that. The whole reason why the conference coordinator wants to bring in the specialist, the subject matter expert, the leading authority, and the trusted advisor. The whole reason why they want to hire you is because they do not have your level of expertise. I want each and every one of you on this Zoom call, I want you to think about the value that you bring to the game is the market differentiation. It's the brand. This is why I work with Austin, because nobody in his space has that specific skill that knows how to work with me to get something out of something. And, you know, typically when you think really linear, or you think really, let's say you think real technical, or you're very precise and exacting and thorough, you're missing feeling and emotion. And, you know, you suppress the charisma and all of these things. You typically are cold. You're very stoic. These are all personality types that I found that when you work on the soft skill side, and I see Austin doing it all the time. He's just as uncomfortable learning about the soft skill stuff as I am as uncomfortable learning the technical aspect of our business. But we both share and we grow and we learn. And this is what I want you to understand on our platform, no matter what your area of expertise. Right now, if I scroll down right now, I'm just seeing we have mental health professionals on. We have educators on. We have people with doctorates, with master's degrees on. We have people in the recovery space. We have counselors on. We have people in the aeronautics and space industry. We have people that are leadership experts in the I'm talking about running systems and computers and technology. We have so many people that are doing their thing in their space. But what it really boils down to is it's all about, okay, Marlon has a question. Okay, Marlon, you can pop on if you like. He said, Marlon says, what happened if companies are ready, but you don't have all your items ready? How do you push them out so you can get your program ready? Okay, well, first of all, Marlon, if you want to jump on, I could directly address it, or you can just hear it from what I'm getting ready to say. That is a bit of a defeatist attitude. Oh, sorry about that. I need to unmute him. That would be nice if I could hear him talk first. My bad, Marlon. Marlon, you there? Or can you unmute? I already unmuted him, but I still can't hear him. Marlon, are you there?
That's the wrong Marlon. Wrong Marlon, man.
Oh, that's Marlon Mitchell. I apologize. Marlon Harmon. I apologize. My bad, Marlon. Okay, there we go. Unmute.
Okay. So
apologize about that. I forgot we had two. Marlon, both Marlons came in like a week apart from each other in the coaching program. I hit the wrong button. I apologize. Go ahead, Marlon. Marlon.
No worries. So in this situation, because I already have a contact that's ready to bring me in,
okay,
but my material's not, we haven't achieved what our goal was here. So my question is that by probably the grace, I have the time to get them the packet, And as you know, I'm trying to fast track, but I don't want to go so fast that I come off as not a professional.
Got you.
So,
Okay.
so I'm asking how to merge into that without, they're excited, I'm excited, but I still want a finished product for both of our excitement to meet all their expectations and exceed.
Okay. Well, you're very wise to do that. You know, you can go fast, but you still got to slow down and you still got to go through the process. We can't skip steps and cut corners. Now, when you asked your question, how do you get your signature programs? Now, Marlon, we're almost wrapped up with all your signature programs, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so you are going to a target market, and this is a great question because this pops up all the time. You want to excel in the corporate and association market. Would that be correct?
That is correct.
Okay, now your contact that wants to bring you in to speak for a series of tour dates, that will be in the college market. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, watch this, Marlon. Now you're going to take the signature programs that we created, that we work very hard on, and you're going to just, as long as you have a leadership program that enhances campus life, now you would have to just do a little bit of tweaking and customization for the signature programs you're going to be delivering for the college market. It's still leadership, Marlon, but watch this. Watch this. When you have a dynamic program for colleges that enhances campus life, in other words, you're helping those kids understand how to be prepared after college or even cycle through college. All you have to do is come up with the theme. Find out what their goals are. Do a proper needs assessment. You should be on the phone with the target buyer right now asking, what is it that she wants? What is it that they need reinforced? What is it that they want to accomplish? And then one of your leadership programs can speak directly to those kids, and you can take the signature programs and the bullets that we already created and turn those into your talking points. Am I making sense?
You are. In this situation here, my target market is the staff in the admissions office and recruiting, because they weren't prepared for the pandemic. So now I'm going to go in and work with them on pivoting for a pivotal opportunity for such a time as this.
Correct. Marlon, what's your mainstay headline of your signature programs?
Leadership that falls into action.
Leadership what that falls into action? You're missing a word.
Leadership, no, you got me confused now, and I shouldn't be confused.
What is your mainstay headline? Leadership, something that I thought it was something about pivoting into action.
Yeah, leadership that pivots into action.
Okay, all right. But it should be leadership, some leadership strategies that pivot into action. Leadership what that pivots into action.
No, it's just the mainstay is just leadership that pivots into action.
Okay, leadership that pivots into action. Okay. Now, all you would have to do is take one of the 4 signature programs. And now, since you're not talking to the kids, I'm glad you told me that because it's a different mindset. Now you're talking to the employees of the university, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I've done tons of those. I've done tons of, we need to bring you in for student orientation, but I crushed it so good that now they want to bring me in to talk to the administrative staff. Then when you're talking to the administrative staff, do research on your signature programs and how they can pivot from being all chaotic, discombobulated, things unorganized. You have to help them get back in alignment with one of your leadership programs. That's how you're going to help them pivot. Pivot into what now, Marlon, is going to be the key. And all you have to do is go back to the bullets that we created from your signature programs. And if you feel like you need to create additional bullets, because if I were you, I would be trying to customize this thing and knock it out the park. And you're very capable of being able to do that. So your brand is about pivoting. What better way to help the university pivot into new things that they need to be doing as far as an administrative staff? You are going to come in as a leadership speaker to help the leaders lead the kids. You couldn't ask to be in a better position right now. Marlon, you should be salivating at this opportunity.
I am, and that's why I'm asking the question, because part of my salivation wants to go now, but yet I still need to make sure that my program is succinct and tight.
Yep.
Because when we first got involved, we talked about the difference between a motivational speaker that clients aren't necessarily looking for, and I don't want to be part of that crowd. I want to be the exception.
Exactly. Well, Marlon, think about this. Ask yourself if you're really ready to go. Here's the question I want you to ask yourself. So we finished all of your signature programs, correct?
Yes, sir.
Created all your headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. I'm going to review your bio, tighten that up. You'll have that in a few days. That'll be done. Let me ask you this. Is your website done?
That's what I'm working on right now.
Do you have all the information plugged in for your signature programs on your website? Have we
Those
had a
are the bullets that we're...
Yeah. Have we had a conversation about your website and how to build it so it converts and you're putting the right information in front of the target buyer? Yes or no? Have we done that?
No.
Okay. Do you have a speaker video demo, 3 to 5 minutes of one of your signature programs, a talking headshot demonstrating and illustrating your ability to speak to that target market? Yes or no?
No.
Do you have your speaker info kit completed, as you saw me referencing my speaker info kit? Are you anywhere near completed with the speaker info kit?
I'm on this side of near.
I'm taking that as a no. I'm taking it as a hell no. Okay, now here's what we got to do, Marlon. In the next upcoming sessions, if you want to get to that target buyer and put the right things in front of them, you've already finished your signature programs. Bro, now you got to finish the website, which if you spend a couple of days on your website and plug the right information in, you'll have it done. People are producing their speaker video demo right from their phone. That costs you no money. Send it over to me and I will approve it. All you got to do is have a nice, sexy background. You can go sit in a hotel lobby or something and do that if you like. And then if you want to put together the speaker info kit, and then now watch this, then you got to put together all your marketing outreach documents. So you may be 2-3 weeks away from being able to talk to your contact. Is she going to go anywhere?
No.
Okay, then do the work. And then you'll be able to get the gig that's sitting there waiting for you, by the way. I told y'all people were still getting booked through the pandemic. I hope you're listening to me now. So Marlon, good for you. You have a client that is waiting to book you for a series of speaking engagements. Would that be correct?
That is correct. And introduce me to her peers at other schools throughout the state.
Then double down. Listen, I'm not even talking to Marlon right now. Y'all better listen to me and listen to me good. This is happening in real time. This brother has earned the right to do business with the person who he already knows. They like him. But if you want to finalize the deal, he's got to bring up the rear and he's got to finalize all the back end marketing materials. Marlon's done with his signature programs. For those of you who are just starting out, Marlon, was it easy to put together all the signature programs, brother? Yes or no?
No.
Yeah, it's never easy. I mean, we had to go over every single bullet and tighten it up. Marlon has a great vision. He is an excellent leadership speaker. He just needed help with the languaging. So we helped him out with the languaging. Now, Marlon, I would suggest if I were you, I'd be scheduling as many sessions as possible so that you and I can go get this money. Because it's sitting there waiting for you, bro. I will help you every single step of the way. This is what we do on the Speaker Focus platform. But you are not going to touch any of that money until you get the sales tools together. Because if not, you're going to be on the phone in broke, begging, and desperation mode, wasting the lady's time. The next time she sees you, you need to be sending her an email over And she's going to click on a link to your website. She's going to click on a link and open up your speaker info kit. And she's going to be able to look at the speaker video demo. Now, Marlon, what she's going to do, oh my God, Marlon, this is fascinating. This is amazing. We love it. It's just going to take her level of trust to, it's going to take her level of trust to a new level. I should say it's going to take her trust to a new level. And then also what it's going to do is she's going to start forwarding the email to all her colleagues. And then everybody's going to be able to see what you're doing, Marlon. They can check it out. Remember, motivational speakers talk too much, and professional speakers let the sales tools do the talking for them. Marlon, in closing, do not fall into the trap of you talking too much. And you don't want to let the cat out the bag. Now is not the time to be talking to her about nothing. Do the work, boss. Let's get the work done. And then when you send it over to her, then you're going to let the sales tool do all the talking. You got it?
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Marlon. I love you, boss. And Marlon, we get ready to get this money for real, bro. Schedule another session immediately so I could know.
I will do that.
Yeah, so because we need to talk about the next steps to finishing your website and your speaker info kit and your speaker video demo. Hey, Marlon, they're giving you congratulations. They're saying, congratulations, Marlon. This is awesome. Opportunities come up so quick. We have to be ready, and KTR is the man to do it. Thank you so much, Antoinette. I appreciate that. Marlon, keep doing what you do. Oh, I see Wayne.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, brother. I'll be talking to you real soon. Okay, Wayne. Wayne said, Coach, Wayne, you got a session scheduled with me coming up so I can review all your signature programs. So I know you've been having some difficulties. So Wayne is saying, Coach, I see the importance of sitting yourself in front of the outlines you created and thinking and rethinking my unconscious narrative, because since it is already in me, it will, by digging, regurgitating itself so that I can write it out. It takes repetition. Wayne, that is one of the most observant things that you could ask for. Wayne, this is why I created this video and this masterclass tonight, because that's what you got to do, brother. You got to sit in it, man. Brian Rehorn, they're giving you some more love, Marlon. They say you got it. Brian is also finished with his signature program as well. He hasn't even been in the coaching program. He's on week number 3. Brian jumped right in and started attacking his signature programs. You send it over to me. I will correct it. I will make every single line in your signature programs speak to the target buyer in a language that they understand. Ladies and gentlemen, and Marlon's thanking everybody. See, it's a lot of gratitude. See, this is why Coach KTR loves doing this. I love this job. I love this business. I love this platform, Speaker Focus. I'm so appreciative that me and Austin put this together. And we collaborated on this to create the most powerful platform for speaker marketing ever created in the history of business. Ladies and gentlemen, the session that you've been listening to today is, we got Miss Tina Marie. Congratulations to everyone's success. And thank you, Kevin and Austin, for the dedication and empowerment. Thank you so much, Miss Tina Marie. Miss Tina Marie's brand is getting ready to launch. We're working on her digital marketing campaign as we speak. And she is getting ready to just literally take over the entire universe. Miss Tina, please leave some space. And me and Austin are just so happy to be working with you. Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we do what we do. We put together these signature programs. I get excited and I'm almost in tears over here, because when it works and you see that people get the results, this makes me extremely happy, because I know that there's money out there. There's business. Listen, these businesses are not shut down. You can't shut down a multi-billion-dollar marketing machine like the conference industry. We do over 5,200 meetings in our industry every single day. All these particular markets, the youth market, the college market, the corporate market, the faith-based market, the corporate and association market. People out here, the opportunities are there, but I want you to focus on getting your stuff together. You're not going to get any bookings and you cannot excel to the next level. I keep telling you, you got to be prepared to deal with the conference coordinator. When you do it the right way, they are ready to give you that money. They're ready to give you that money. They want to do it. They have to bring in speakers to service the needs of not only the staff, but also the students that Marlon is working on And there's just massive opportunity exploding all across the board. The session that you've been listening to today is a masterclass about building your signature programs, building successful signature programs, creating headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know by now why I'm the world's #1 speaker coach, then perhaps something is wrong with you. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I suggest you get used to it, learn to love it, because it's simply the best thing going, and it's nothing you can do about it. On behalf of me and the staff at Speaker Focus, and my business partner, Auston Troyer. Troyer, I'm getting ready to come to Texas, bro. We get ready to get some of that barbecue at my favorite place right down the street. On behalf of me and Auston and the staff at Speaker Focus, we love you, ladies and gentlemen, and we're always here to help you grow your speaker business. I see you at #1.
Thank you, sir.